Good day, drivers. So what we're looking at today is a starter. Okay, and the reason why I'm showing you this starter is because this starter was into a car and is not starting, and this can go for mostly any cars. Same issue with starters. So basically, if you go into your car and you start the vehicle and you hear a click sound, usually is the starter is the issue. First, I'm gonna connect up some wires and just give it a test. So this is a jumper cable. I'm gonna use a jumper cable. So I'm gonna connect the jumper cable to a battery actually, and then connect up the other both side, positive and negative, to the starter. So what I'm gonna do right now, as I said, before I connect up the battery, I'm gonna connect these two. Or no, it's best to connect the battery first. So what I did here, I connect the negative side of the cable, which is the black, and the red side on the positive, which is the red. Okay, now we're gonna do the same thing to the starter. So just a small explanation here, and just before I finish this video, I want to say thanks to those other videos on YouTube, so I'm just doing my side of review on this, how to check out starter and stuff. But you have other YouTube channels out there you can check out, okay, to make it easier for you. So before I go, this is the main cable from the engine that's go to this screw right here. Okay, and also any part of the starter would be the grounds. So I'm gonna put the grounds, which is the black cable, on the grounds. Right here you got would be like the ignition. When you turn on, the vehicle won't able to start until this connect to the main part. But before you gotta get another extra wire, connect the extra wire to the red cable that connect to this. So let's do this. Okay, also this right here is what jumped out. If this jumped out but don't spin, the flywheel won't get to start up. Okay, so remember, if okay, so this is the main part of the starter that jumped out on the flywheel that made the engine start up. Okay, so without this spinning, the flywheel won't spin to get the engine start up. So usually the reason why your vehicle not starting is because it jumped out and knock here and make a click and it don't spin. That's usually be a malfunction starter. Okay, so right now we're gonna test it out and hope for the best. Make sure you have on your gloves just for safety, and remember, you need a wire like this. This is like an alligator wire. It doesn't matter what color is it. You could get a wire like this. Okay, and remember, the power from the battery, just be careful, connect it up. If you want, you can connect the grounds first and then connect this to the okay, you gotta be careful. See, I guys get shocked just now. Okay, yeah, with this, when you hook it up, make sure you hook it up a safe way. All right, remember I told you the ignition, I mean the ignition is like a remote, so remember that. Okay, so we're gonna hook up the ignition. We're gonna hook back that just now. We're gonna hook up the ignition right in here. This is the ignition wire. Got a little pin right there. This is why your starter don't continue spin, because this is like a remote. Okay, this is what actually push out the starter wheel to get the flywheel spin to start your engine. So you gotta take your time. All right, what we're gonna do right now is check out You can pay attention to the star wheel right here. As I said, this is what jumped out and it's supposed to spin. If it jump out and spin, it's usually good. If it jump out and don't spin, it's not good, it's malfunctioning. Okay, so we're going to use the other section. Remember, this wire connect to the remote, which is the ignition of the vehicle. Okay, so we're just going to use this. Remember, wear your gloves. Okay, so remember, this wire hook up to the ignition, which is the key. This is the key. When you turn on the vehicle, this is what happens. Turn on your vehicle, the power go to this red wire, which is the power. Okay, so when you're in your car, you turn on, you see this, that clicking, your vehicle won't start. You need a new starter. This starter is malfunctioning. Okay, so what I'm gonna do right now, I'm going to try to knock it. Usually try to knock right here to get it started. Okay, you get a hammer or a piece of tool like this, you want to knock it like this. Okay, meanwhile you're knocking it, usually have somebody in the vehicle. Meanwhile you're knocking it, that's what you usually do to get it started. And put back this really quick. We're gonna try now, see if we get any luck. Still not starting. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna remove these two, try to give it a better knock, because they're gonna jump off anyway. Yeah, knock it like, that's what happens when you knock. I'm gonna put back the power now. I'm gonna try it now. See, so that what happens is I knock it. So it seems like, so usually when these things happen, it have a lot of debris inside of the starter, or just getting hold. So see, so right now is good now, but I won't put back the starter because you're gonna have a same problem in the vehicle. I'd rather just replace a new starter. But this is just a test just to help you to get a better understanding. Okay, so what I would do with this now, I would get some carburetor. What I would do then, I would get a carburetor cleaner like this. Sometimes you just need to clean it out. Okay, and just, as I said, before you spray this though, remove the wires for safety. And what I would do, I would just spray it in like this. Sometimes some people pull it apart, but sometimes you don't want, as I said, I would rather just replace a new starter. Now I'm gonna push this out a little bit, which is the wheel, or the the main wheel that start the jump on the flywheel, and I would just try to spray inside. Spray it up a little bit, let it go. Also you can just play with it a little bit like that. Okay, and then now you want to give it a shot again. If you can put back the starter, I would give it a shot. Okay, and see, at least it free. To me, it's free up right now. So it jumped out on the flywheel, spin, then jumped out back and stop, and keep the engine going. Remember, when the engine keep moving, this don't continue spin. This only just to start up the engine. Okay, so as I said, let me show you one more time. Go to the red wire, go to the big connection, which is on the top here, the big whatever you call it, screw, and this is the ignition wire, and this the grounds, which is the black, will go anywhere on the starter. Just make sure you go on a good part. Okay, so hopefully this video helped. You know, as I said, whatever I learn, I just share it on the channel with you guys, and hopefully it can help. If you like this video, share the video, and also if you want, you can be a member of this channel. Okay, thanks for watching. Have a blessed day.